Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Brianna, aka Breezy the Nurse, your favorite nurse, of course. And welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here. Whether you're new or you've tuned in before, welcome. So, today I think we have an episode that'll be pretty good. At least I think so. And it's something that, I don't know that it gets talked about that much, but it's definitely something that happens. Oh, and I do want to say this was actually supposed to be a video, but your girl was mid flexi rod and was like, oh snap, I forgot I was supposed to be recording a video. And I just could not bring myself to come on the internets or any of that with a bonnet on or with my flexi rods. So it's going to be strictly voice. And, I hope that that's okay. If not, oh well. Okay, let's get into it. So I need you to pull your imagination to the forefront. Picture this. You've passed your NCLEX. You're at your first day. It's your first real shift. You have your badge. You're clocked in. You're in your brand new scrubs. You've got your new shoes, whether they're Hoka's, Brooks, On Clouds, whatever your preferred shoe is. You have all of the things. Stethoscope ready. But you're terrified. And it's not because you don't know what to do, but it's because some part of your mind is waiting for your instructor to walk around the corner and grade you. You keep looking around like, okay, where are they at? Is she coming? Is he coming with the clipboard asking what they can do to help you? Where they at? And honestly, I didn't really notice this until much later on in my career after I got out of that new grad phase. What is that phrase? You can't see the forest while you're in the trees. It's definitely one of those things. But when I finally understood what was happening, I wondered, a question came to my mind. Did nursing school accidentally teach us to perform instead of just be ourselves, to be nurses? Ask yourself that. Because if you've ever felt like you were performing, you're not crazy. Okay? You're not. We've all felt it. And today, that's what we're going to talk about, the performative state. And this isn't anything that I created, but I can definitely identify with it. We'll talk about why it happens and some possible ways of getting out of it. Okay? You ready? Got your seatbelt on? Buckled in? The performative state is when you feel like you're always being watched, evaluated, or graded, even when no one is watching you. You have this feeling like, oh, somebody's looking at me, but it's not real. Okay. 2 years we're in nursing school. That is your reality. You've got your skills checkoffs, you've got your clinicals. You're every step of the way explaining all of the things that you're doing, whether it's a head to toe assessment, Foley insertion, wound care, whatever the case may be, you are giving all the details. And in school, you weren't just learning how to be a nurse, you were learning how to prove you were a nurse. Or at least that you understood the concepts and topics that you've learned so far. And our brains, they get really good at performing and showing that we're competent. But the brain, it never gets the message when you graduate that, hey, I can turn this off. I don't have to keep performing. Now, what we're going to talk about today is not an exhaustive explanation. I just hope it starts to make your brain and your juices get to flowing and start thinking and all of the things, okay? When you spend 2 years being evaluated in high stress situations, your brain adapts. It creates this constant self-monitoring system that's always like, okay, am I doing this right? What are people saying? Did I do the first step? You're midway through it and you're like, oh crap, I did step 3 when I should have done step 2. And now you're trying to backtrack and do all of the things. Okay, you've done it. I've done it too. And that's not confidence. It's survival mode. Sympathetic nervous system out here doing all kinds of crazy things, getting active. And now you're stuck in a loop. You perform, you question yourself, you perform harder, and then you're still feeling unsure. And the truth is, your nervous system, it still thinks that it's being tested. So you're probably wondering, how do you know if you're in the performative state? Like I said, this is not exhaustive. This is just kind of like some things that I've noticed and some things that I remember. So you feel like you're over explaining, even when nobody asks. You replay interactions after your shift, like you're watching film for a game. You don't trust your first instinct, even when it's right. Or maybe you just feel like a student in a nurse's body. I mean, who hasn't given a patient a whole explanation? You gave them the step-by-step of all the things just to realize the patient didn't ask and they don't really care. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people who want to know all the things, all the details, and that is their right, okay? But sometimes we do a little bit too much, okay? And sometimes halfway through the explanation, you realize, I'm not really explaining this to you. I'm doing what I've always done, what my brain told me to do when I was in my skills checkoff. I'm explaining exactly what I'm doing. I'm talking to the instructor who isn't there anymore. Now you're probably wondering, so you're telling me all of this, but how do I get out of it? I've got some tips and tricks for you, and I hope that they are helpful. The first thing we have to do is name it. The moment you catch yourself overthinking, over-explaining, mentally grading yourself, take a pause and realize that you are in a performative state. And no, it doesn't have to be fixed immediately, but awareness is the first step. Name it. Be aware of what's going on. Next, separate your role from the performance. In school, being a nurse was something you had to prove. And in real life, it's something you do. You are the RN, okay? You're the real nursing nurse. You earned this title. You did it, friend. You graduated. You passed the test. You did all of the things. Now, you just have to grow into this role. Next, start celebrating the small wins, even the ones you only notice. In school, validation often came from grades and instructors. And unfortunately, nobody tells you this, but you are the evaluator now. You are the captain, okay? You are it. In the real world, you have to build the habit of noticing when you feel good about a decision before anyone else weighs in. Start asking yourself, did I feel good about that decision? Not, did she see me? Did they see what I did? Did I check this off my box? A simple way that you could kind of practice this is at the end of your shift, have a check-in with yourself. Even if it's just like, a minute or two. And now this is not ruminating on the full day. It is just having a check-in and asking yourself, what is one thing I did today that I'm proud of, even if no one saw it? Or is there a moment that felt right to me? Is there a moment that felt like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, okay? Even if it was just small. These are the quick self-checks that help you build your own sense of validation in real time. And it's not based on a grade. It's not based on what a teacher said. It's not based on what anybody else said. But it's something that you develop internally. You got to find your people, okay? Find a mentor, a colleague, preferably someone who is a little bit further in their career than you. Even online community. You have to have someone that can say, yeah, that's normal. It gets easier. You're doing fine. You're not crazy. Advocate for your patient. Advocate for yourself. Do all of those things. These people that you could find to connect with could be through professional organizations, social media, or even the hospital if they have a mentoring program. Sign up for the programs. Do not do this alone. Without community, your mind will convince you that you're the only one struggling. And then you start thinking all the things like, why did I do this? This sucks. This is terrible. Why? all of the questions that someone in a new grad situation has probably asked themselves. I know that I have, okay? And then finally, allow yourself a real orientation. I know that sounds like something that's weird. Like, what? What do you mean? When you graduate, you are eager to do all of the things, to hit the ground running. But, honey boo boo, slow down. Take all the time that you need. Orientation isn't a test that you pass, it's a transition to move through. You're not supposed to feel confident yet. You're supposed to be learning. Ask all the questions and know that no question is a dumb question, especially when it comes to people's lives. Like, what? If you have questions, ask. If something's going wrong, ask for help. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have all of the answers because you are a new grad. You are supposed to be learning. You are supposed to be experiencing new things. Okay? You've spent years proving that you could do this. Now, you can stop performing. The degree is done. The NCLEX is done. Clinicals. Nobody is grading you anymore. And my friend, now you're at the part that nobody really talks about. Learning to just be a nurse. Stop performing and start becoming all that you have been called to be. Okay? Because nursing is a calling. You can't just get into this because you think you want to make money or you think you want to do all of these things, because you have sick people, sometimes healthy people, depending on whatever kind of stuff that you're working in, but you have people who have feelings and emotions and things. You have to be someone that connects with your patient. You have to be someone that is able to have a conversation and talk to them about their family and talk to them about whatever it is. You have to be able to explain things and do all of these things. Nursing is a calling. And you can stop performing because the teacher is gone, baby. You're the captain now, okay? You're the real nurse. I want new grads or anyone else to come here and realize that they are not alone. Even if you're not a nurse and somehow you found this video, we have all felt this performative state. And unfortunately, some of us don't realize it. And then we carry it into every area. You start dreading going to work. You feel disconnected. You feel all of the things. You burn out, or at least start to experience the signs of burnout. And often, these feelings and emotions sneak in when we're stuck in that performative loop and not taking care of ourselves. Then we're frustrated because we're burnt out. But you know what? That's a topic for another day, okay? So stay tuned. But if you have felt like this before, drop it below in the comments. Even if you're not a nurse and you're just here hanging out, let me know down below. If this resonated with you, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and do all of the things that you are supposed to do on YouTube, okay? We are here not just learning how to survive nursing, but we're learning how to thrive in nursing. We're learning how to be all that God has called us to be through one of the callings that He has placed on our lives. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you stay tuned for the next video that will be coming. And until next time, bye!